record on this computer. Right, guys. Hi there. It is Back to Basics for Element, Michelle's team, and everybody that's in my business. So yes, this is not for everybody in Element. So hi from PE. Pierre, we're still going to be coming all the way down to PE, that's for sure. Well done for ranking up. You guys are doing amazing in PE. So it looks like you're growing a bigger business than the Joburg guys. So well done. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Okay, so I have pressed the button that allows you to unmute your mic. Does anybody want to say anything, pass a comment, quick quote, say anything? George and Tess, are you driving or are you in load shedding? Let me unmute you.
Driving.
I said, guys, normally George and I hop onto a Todd Falcone training session on a Wednesday morning at, which is tomorrow morning, George. Thanks for the reminder. 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then George is normally in darkness because his area's in load shedding. So this time I was wondering, is he in load shedding again or not? So awesome. Glad you're not in load shedding. Last week he was in load shedding. He sits in
still driving back from presentation. So
awesome. Cool. Great. Excellent. Great, guys. So welcome. Anybody would like to say anything? What is something, maybe let's start off with and just say, what is something you're struggling with right now in the business? Let's see who would like to share. Just unmute yourselves and say, hey, this is what I am struggling with right now. Great. Nobody's struggling with anything. I'm happy. Happy. Yes, Keith. How's it? All the way from Swellendam.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you. Just struggling to get people to open their eyes and to realize what we have in our hands.
It's true. It's true. So therefore, thanks to, I've closed my app, but thanks to one of the ladies that posted that ABSA's offering 20% rewards. So show them that and say, that's exactly what we do. Now, why do you think ABSA is collecting? ABSA's a bank, okay? So ABSA is collecting data. That's what ABSA wants. And exactly like Element's main funder, the main funder behind Element is actually a banking institute in America. So they're doing exactly the same thing as what ABSA is offering to us. So guys, just show them that and just say, hey, hold on a second. I'm just going to mute this very quickly. Can you hear my husband washing the dishes, or is it just me that can hear him washing the dishes? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, that's the end of that. Thank you. It's like, what's going on then? I'm quite far from my kitchen, to tell you the truth. But anyway.
Sounds like he's breaking the dishes, Michelle.
It sounds like he's gone Greek. It sounds like he's gone Greek on me in the kitchen. I'm like, what's going on there?
He's making a statement. He's doing the dishes. He's making a statement.
He's making a statement, that is for sure.
I'm breaking the dishes. Yeah.
I tell you. And I thought to myself, I better ask you, because that noise is echoing through my house. I'm like pretty sure you guys can hear it as well. Okay, so
I wouldn't stop him, Michelle.
Never ever. That's his
No.
His job, his one of his, I wouldn't say it's his job, it's one of the things that he loves doing. So if he comes to your house and you invite him for dinner, you can ask George and Tessa, you can ask Juanita, he wants to wash your dishes. That's just the thing that he loves doing. But right now, maybe you must be cautious he doesn't break your dishes to go Greek on you guys. Okay, so he's doing a good job. So yes, guys, show them that advert, that's exactly what ABSA's doing. The beautiful thing is that ABSA is also only going to give you data rewards. And the problem with that is you can only go in cash. You cannot get the cash out. With us, we're working on the ability to actually more and more of us get our cash out in different ways. So we're testing a few systems at the moment that are running, which is really cool. So it's really working nicely. So it's awesome. Great. Nice one, Keith. So now, yeah, show them the ABSA ad. I mean, it's a massive big billboard. They are offering you 20% because it's a banking institute that wants to collect your data so that they can go and sell your data as well. And Element's main funder is a banking institute. So it is important for us to realize that people ask me, have we sold data? The thing is, it's actually not about Element selling data. It's Element's already buying data from us. Okay, so that's the thing we've got to actually remember, is that Element is buying the data from us. The banking corporation, they're accumulating this data. And as they accumulate the data, exactly like apps has now started as well, is that they will then utilize that for whatever it is. They might sell it, they might use it just for their own resources so that they can get more clients on board, that kind of thing. Okay, so pretty cool. Anybody else want to say or pass a comment or say anything? You're all good. Okay, when Nita's fallen off her chair, I saw she was yawning, so I hope she didn't fall asleep on us. Great. Anybody else want to say anything, pass a quote? I know we've got some amazing people on here. Lizelle, welcome. Awesome. Okay, Juanita, you've got to share. I mean, that's like, this is really, oh my heavens. What? Okay, there we go. She's fallen off her chair again. Now this, I need to know. You see, now when we come to do personality profiling, okay, you'll know that one part of my personality profiling is a sanguine, which is a high I, and I cannot miss out on what is going on around me. So of course, now the whole time, this whole thing, I'm going to say, I can't wait for my Back to Basics finishing so that I know what Juanita's laughing about. So I need to know, like, I need to know what the joke is. I've missed something. Okay, so, right, guys, never mind. Maybe she'll type to me or something. But anyway, guys, so what we're going to be looking at this evening is one of the things that's very important for all of us to realize. So now we have got 10%, actually not even 10%, we've probably got 5%. Let me just go on to my back office here quickly. Okay. Sorry, I just forgot how to spell element there for a minute, guys. Sorry. Okay, so we've probably got 5% of our business on this Back to Basics call, which is not healthy, guys, which is not healthy at all, because if you have a look, success leaves clues, and that's something we need to all realize, is that success leaves clues. And let's say, for example, all right, so 5% of our businesses on, let's say, for example, 50% of our businesses is shoppers, and the other 50% are builders. Okay, which means we've got 10% of the people in my business are on this call. Okay, this is a problem. Now, success leaves clues. So you can see Juanita's almost executive consultant. I'm right, Juanita? Hey, you're almost there. That's right, exactly. She's sitting on here. George and Tessa are both consultants ranking up. Quinton is here. He's a consultant ranking up. Piers, a senior consultant, if I remember correctly, ranking up. Guys, you've got people that don't need the information that I'm going to share with, but they're on this because they know there's just one little nugget this week that's going to help them to grow their business to the next level. So yes, I do put the recording out, but it is about getting your team onto these calls. If you don't get your team onto these calls, you are going to stagnate in your growth. And it's got nothing to do with what I'm going to say. Juanita and Quinton are actually packing up. Phillips is ranked up to senior consultant. Congratulations. He's going to be ranked up. Fantastic. That's so super awesome. Phillips, that's magic. No wonder your team has been rocking it out there. And that's like, oh man, that is so cool. Well done. And guys, they're packing to move. All right, so they're packing to move, which is, you know what a stress that is, and here they are taking a time out. So from next week, once they've settled down, we're going to start rotating our each of us. So we're just waiting for Juanita and Phillips to unpack the house, and then we're going to start rotating. So it won't be me every single week, but I would highly recommend that you guys get your team on. We've got amazing coaches, life coaches that are on here. Lizelle's a phenomenal life coach from a mindset perspective. and a lot of information that you can share from us from there. We've got Quinton and that kind of thing. So please, guys, also George and Tessa have been in network marketing for a long time, and we're going to start rotating and seeing how we can actually get you guys going and up and running. So please start getting your guys onto this recording. So I would suggest, you highly recommend you start texting some guys and saying, where are you? Why are you not on this call? Okay, so what I'm going to go through right now is how important it is for us to realize that that's why we've got a flip chart behind us this evening. And that is that all of us, okay, each and every single one of us is actually running a business, okay? So, guys, we're all running a business. Is that the wrong way around for you guys, or is it the right way around? Are you seeing the B the right way around? Okay, cool, because I'm seeing it the wrong way around. Okay, great. So we all have a business, and this is the most important thing for us to realize, is that right here now, we have a business, and we need to look at this business that we've got as a serious income generating vehicle, okay? So when it comes to businesses, there's a few things that we need in our businesses. And if we don't implement these things, we're going to miss the boat literally on how our businesses actually work. And that is the very first thing, is that we need to realize is that we all know, okay, that we have got one of the most important things that we have in our business, okay, is that we have a team. All right. So if we look at this, okay, we have a team. A team. And I know this sounds very basic, but really we have a team that we are working with in our team. Okay. And if we start not big rainstorm here, had to plug in your earphones. I see it's just started raining here now as well, so I hope the storm doesn't come, at least otherwise I've got Anthony throwing plates on the other side and the lightning on the other side, and I'm going to have a problem trying to get you guys to hear me. So ultimately, your business actually runs around a team, and that it's important for us to realize it runs around a team. But within a team and within a team concept, okay, we need to realize that we have got an I, which is me, okay? We also have what we call a we in team. And what we don't realize is that there is, I know they say there's no I in team, but there is an I in team, all right? And if I don't look after myself, I cannot lead a team. So I'm going to throw that there is no I in team out the window. Every team comprises of individuals, and each one of us are individuals within this team. So if you're wanting to grow your business, you need to realize, what is it that I bring to the table in my team? And then it's about, how do I serve my team? But ultimately, we need to understand that team comprises of individuals, which means there's I in team. Okay, so I'm throwing that one out the window of all the big boys that out there and say there is no I in team, because the first thing that you and I need to realize is that I need to learn to lead. What I need to learn to lead is I need to learn to lead me, okay, which is I need to learn to lead me. So guys, when you're building this business, and as we now go through the back to basics, and we're going to go through this whole particular process, if you want to grow a very big, substantial business, you're going to need to learn to lead yourself first. Now, that means that there's certain, what we call DMO, daily method of operation, okay, DMO. And if you don't know how to lead yourself with DMO, okay, which is here. All right, I need to learn to write with DMO, which is daily method of operation. So guys, George and myself I've spoken about this before. Here's my daily DMO. I fill it in every single day and I track it every single day. George is doing exactly the same thing. Every day we track what is my DMO. And I can tell the success of your business based on your daily method of operation. So a lot of us here are part-time. So your DMO is going to be based on, I've got a job that I've got to go to, and then there's certain things that I need to do on a daily basis. Consistency is key. You need to lead yourself with consistency, okay? Consistency. How do you spell S-I-S-T-A-N-C-Y? Okay, consistency, all right? So, what is your consistency? Now, I'm not saying that you need to do network marketing every single day, but what is your consistency? Quentin is excellent in his consistency on social media. Juanita's been excellent in once a week. She's got her Facebook Live with consistency. I would say, Juanita, you've probably been doing it close to a year now, every week, same time, consistency. My husband, every single Friday, 3 o'clock in the Friday afternoon, with consistency, he does his Facebook Live. What time is your Facebook Live on? It's a Monday night or is it a Friday night?
Wednesday nights at 8:30, Michelle.
Okay, so it's neither Monday nor Friday. It's a Wednesday night, 8:30, guys. So jump onto Juanita's Facebook Live, and then the beautiful thing about listening to Quentin's Facebook Lives and Juanita's Facebook Lives is that you're going to find a topic that resonates with you. Okay, the topics are really great. She spends a lot of time doing research. She's not going to give you trash. She's giving you insightful information, guys. What you could do is you can watch party Juanita's Facebook Live every single Wednesday night at 8:30 on your Facebook group. You don't have to come up with new content. What you do need to do is you need to be consistent. And so exactly, Quentin, it's about leverage. And Quentin does his Facebook Lives as well. So choose a time in your calendar where you want to be consistent in doing your Facebook Lives, because you need to lead yourself. You need to lead yourself before you can lead your followers. Okay, so I mean followers in the nicest way, which means the people that you've brought into the business. You know, I mean that in the nicest context of leading yourself, and leaders have leaders and there's followers. But within your followers, within your downline, you have leaders. And so, for example, Quentin is downline of Juanita and Phillips. Okay, so that means Quentin leads his team the way Quentin leads his team. But it doesn't mean that Quentin isn't a follower of Juanita as Juanita leads herself. And so it is important for all of us to understand that when we actually look at our business, the context of our business, okay, business. Guys, can I tell you that companies, and you're not going to believe this, companies pay me 10,000 Rand a morning to just teach this, what I'm teaching you now. Okay, I promise you, what I'm teaching you now, and this little cross chart, and then I'll go, then obviously I do a whole lot of things that go adding to it, but it is attracting like-minded people, Juanita, and that's why you're going to do your Facebook Lives, because you're going to draw your tribe towards you. Okay, so as you direct your business, the first thing you need to understand is that there's a you in your team. Okay, so you've got your team, and this team comprises of individuals. Individuals who think differently, individuals who react differently, individuals who come from different backgrounds, individuals who eat different types of food, individuals who like different types of different colors better than other colors, different people that process things differently, different people that react differently. So there is no such thing as one common team and then everybody must now just be this team. If we realize that within the team there's immense diversity, and it's that diversity that makes the dynamic of this team the team that it is. So we need to make sure that I start with me, which is the I in team, and it doesn't matter if I'm the leader, it doesn't matter if I'm not the leader. So if I'm downline of Shaw and Carlo and all of them, within that team, okay, I'm a follower. Okay, so I follow, but within that team, I bring my own dynamic. Okay, within this team, everybody here is downline of me and this team, which makes you guys all part of my team with different dynamics. And we need to put those dynamics together, that diversity together, and bring this, and that within bringing the diversity, we bring the strengths out in each other. We're also going to bring the weaknesses out in each other. And that's a reality. That's the place where you and I are going to grow, okay, is when we find that we react to someone else who reacts a different way, okay. So there I am in my team. I need to learn to lead myself first. Once I've learned to lead myself and I understand that I'm doing my DMO with consistency, only then do I have permission, okay, to actually now come down here and lead lead the team, influence the team. So if you want to be part of the training days, part of coming on to taking your expertise and bringing your expertise into and putting your hand up and saying, hey, Michelle, you know what, I'd love to share this on one of your Back to Basics. I will chat, I'll have a look at the content, have a look and see exactly. Collective of all individuals in a team, 100%, Lizelle, that's your diversity, and that's the power of the team. Okay, so there is I in team, and it's called the individual human being that brings their immense diversity into that team and makes that team dynamic. Because it would look terrible if we all behaved the same way. That would be a stupid team, okay? And it has a compounding effect, absolutely. And what it does is it moves that team forward faster, okay? So for example, the way that I lead Juanita and the way that I lead Keith are completely 2 fields apart. 2 fields apart. I cannot get the results I'm getting with Juanita and with Keith by leading them the same way, which means that I need to lead them within their individual diversity, which makes the team powerful, which makes the team grow exponentially. Okay, and that's what I love about this. So what we need to understand is that I lead myself first. Awesome, thanks, Quinton. I lead myself first with my DMO. Then I create the results that I'm leading. I learn as I go. Then I come along and I have the ability to lead within the team. Now, Juanita, when she comes and she does the training next week, Wednesday, say, what are we day? Tuesday, the next Back to Basics. That means that within our team, she's leading. George, when he comes on, that's what point in time he's leading. Lizelle, when she comes on, that's when she's going to lead. The same with Quinton, the same with Phillips, okay? Each one of us are going to bring that element, okay? And there's another person that hides away, that teaches very nicely, and she always hides away, and that's Yogi, okay? We're going to get Yogi up, don't you worry. Yogi's going to come to the platform soon. We're going to have our little Indian lady doing her thing for us. How does it go? Like, anyway, we'll let Yogi do her thing. Okay, guys, so within this, all I want to say is that if you don't put your hand up and you don't want to bring what you've learned to the fore, then that's okay. That means you're playing a completely different role within the team. Okay, a different role. That's a nurturing role. That's a caring role. I take again Yogi and Sylvia and Orly and Jan and even Tessa. You know, those are roles that they play behind the scenes. You know, when we're talking and we're chatting, training, and we're upfront and we're doing what we're doing, Trudy's another one that comes and collects the people around us and makes sure everybody gets nurtured as they go along. And so that's where the diversity makes us extremely powerful. And I really believe that as we grow this team, we're going to grow this team exponentially based on the fact that we understand we actually need each other and that no one in this team is better or bigger than the other one. Absolutely, Lizelle. DMO is the key, okay, which is persistence and perseverance, 100%. Do you know, you're so right in what you're saying here, is because I had a lady that said, yeah, she wants to build the business and all the rest of it. And then just because a couple of people have said no to her, what she's gone and done is she said, oh, you know what, I'm just going to do slips now. And I'm like, really, where's the persistence and the perseverance? Where's your dream? Where's your, and it's like, you know what, it's fine by me. I'm not going to beg you. We're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're here. If you want to like go gang ho and you're wanting to, let's say for example, Pierre has a meeting in PE, and Quentin's not available. Juanita's not available. She randomly has a meeting in the middle of the day. Whole lot of people, and she says, who's available? And she asks me to. She'll do whatever she's got to do, and then I come in on a Zoom at the end. That's what the team is about. Okay, and we've done that for many people. So it is about making sure that we are here to help each other collectively. Okay, all right. So the next exciting thing to realize is that when we look at this from a team perspective, and every business has a team, and every person plays part of a team. One of the things I hate when I go into corporate environment is that the accounting department thinks they're not part of the team. Like they're not part of the sales team. Of course they're part of a team, you know, and then they don't take responsibility for certain elements within the team. It's like us here. We're all part of a collective. Okay. So the next most important thing for us to realize, and this is what we're going to try, we're slowly starting to get right, okay? And I honed in a little bit on it just now, and that is culture. Culture. I am not talking tradition, okay? I am not talking tradition. Tradition and culture are two different things, okay? So, for example, Anthony and I have a culture in our marriage when whoever's leaving the house, whoever's the one that's leaving the other one, that's the one that's responsible to go and kiss the other one goodbye. That's it. It's a culture. But traditionally, he eats pap with gravy. I eat pap, the same stuff, but it's cooked in a liquid format and it's called porridge. Okay. So from an English side, it's porridge. And an Afrikaans tradition, it's pap. It's the same stuff. It's made of the same thing. George and Anthony and a couple of other of my Afrikaans culture, my traditional friends have taught me to taste it with gravy on, and it works. But guys, so there's different things that come into play here, all right? But culture is something different. And that's why, Keith, have you got pap? You look at him, he's got pap. You see, that's because Keith Daniel is an English name. You should have porridge, Keith, not pap. Okay, so thank you for the physical example, Keith. Okay, so guys, it's so important for us to remember that the culture we're trying to now create within this team is quite a few things. Who would like to type in what kind of culture elements would you like to see within our team? Forget about the rest of element, just us, our guys. What are some of the culture things you would like to see coming through in our business? type it in, or let's go for it. Nobody. Okay, I'll tell you what our culture is then. I'm joking. I would like to know, what would we like to see? Okay. I can see Keith is typing. I'm pretty sure a couple of you others are. Enthusiasm. Awesome. Absolutely, truly. And that's something I do believe, that if you look at the leaders that we're all trying to be enthusiasm all the time, energetic and positive. Okay, so it's that positivity, the enthusiasm. Another thing that I do believe I would like to see. So I'm going to jot these things down. So we've got enthusiasm, cohesiveness, assisting each other with honesty. I love that. Recognizing founder levels and how to impact the role that they play for all of us, 100%. So we've got to get those pictures out there of celebrating everybody who's founder. Cohesiveness, integrity. Yes, George, I agree. Attending all the training and the webinars, ethical, 100%. Lizelle, so ethical, the founders, celebrate founders. All right, that's that. Please, anybody who's transparent, commitments to Facebook Lives, 100%. So Facebook Lives training. So that's the Zoom training, online training, supporting each other, 100%, Jan, supporting each other, being there for each other. And that's what I'd love to see. There we go, a culture of everybody taking responsibility for their own businesses and reading through all the information we share. Yes, it should become a culture, okay? It should, accountability, which is being held to your account of your own ability, servant leadership, 100%. I love, and if these cultural things can start coming through from our leaders, and I just want to just take a screenshot of all of them, or if somebody can just take a screenshot, and then what we'll do is we'll type them into the enthusiasm, assisting each other with honesty, recognizing founder levels, and the importance of being founder, attending training, webinars, cohesiveness, integrity, ethical, transparency, commitments to the Facebook Lives and the Zooms, 100%, supporting each other, taking responsibility for your own business and information we share, growing in mindset, Paul, 100%, absolutely. Snip done. Thank you, snip done. That's a nice culture, Juanita, but thank you for snip done. Taking responsibility for your own learning is so important, Jan, absolutely. And we're going to be focusing on some mindset around, in fact, I've got one or two things to just share with us this evening. Absolutely integrity, George, and it is about the culture that we want in this team. So with that culture is going to become the very next thing is which George printed there as well, is that what is our accountability towards this culture? Because if we adopt the accountability, okay, being fully committed to showing up, showing up is what's going to bring you individual uniqueness in the team, absolutely. And what is that individual? How do we tap in, Pamela? How do we tap in? Unless we get to know each other, we're not going to know how to tap into each other's individuality. That's going to bring out the best of our team. So accountability, how are we going to hold one? If I am leading myself up here with my DMO, it's my responsibility to hold myself accountable to the culture. If I hold myself to the culture, I am then going to hold myself accountable to the team. And that's why we have this whole circle of life, if you want to call it that, but a circle that one part cannot go without the other part. And I would like to make sure that we can try and make sure that this is working within our team. Okay, absolutely. Showing up is winning. Just the fact that you've shown up That's the, even when things are tough, life happens. I totally agree. But showing up is the prize that we actually want, is to show up and make sure that we are part of. Because when you show up, even if it's on this Zoom, guys, when you show up, you show the team that you care enough for the team to actually hop onto the Zoom as well. Okay, so just want to see, I am hearing a mic that's open, but looks like everybody is quiet. So guys, it is about showing up. It is about important to understand our circle of concerns versus our circle of influence. Need accountability for this, absolutely. And it is again, another culture should be that when, and it's a culture that I know, which is one of the things that I loved about the whole concept of the consultancy within Element. The culture in Element is, for example, the purpose of them paying, you're going from founder to consultant, and the purpose of them paying you a consultancy fee means that all the founders that are below you should be coming to you as a consultant. We should not be asking questions on the group. You should be asking your direct consultant upline the questions. Okay, that needs to be make sure that those questions are answered to your upline consultant. Your upline consultant gets paid to answer those questions. That is the purpose of the consultant becoming the support, the answering of the questions, and the training and the mentoring as well. Then the consultant, if they don't understand the question, they don't go to Janine. The consultant then goes to their senior consultant. Okay, which means that in each of these entities, it's a culture with an element, and we get paid for this culture. So we need to stop jumping protocol, because when you jump protocol here, you start messing up the culture, and then it means that you don't want to submit to the team, you want to submit to your own way. So this is why training is important, so that we are learning all the time, 100%, Trudy. And it is, for example, so when you go founder, you've got your people that report to you. So you're learning to answer the right questions. If you don't know, you go to your consultant upline. Consultant goes to senior consultant goes to executive consultant, and so we go up the ranking. We should not be jumping ship and going out to Janine, for example, because Janine has her own set of things that, so for example, with regards to slips and all those kind of things, we need to find out, and I know that Ryan's going to be talking about this culture thing as well, and putting a stop to the moment they open up their office which brings me to the next thing, the office in Richards Bay, which brings me to the next thing. And this is the foundation of every single business and organization. Okay, so I've given you the top half, I've given you the leaves of the tree, I've given you the trunk of the tree. This bottom half here is the most important, and that is with information that we've collected now, which is our culture. The culture needs to stand on a code of honor. Okay, this is where companies get it wrong. Companies call it what do they actually even call it? I don't even know anymore. I call it code of honor all the time. Rules and regulations. But it's not, it's a code of honor. So if you have a look at, let's take a normal Salesforce team that's really a dynamic team. They're going strong. It's a strong team, okay? And then you go and you take the Navy SEALs. So, or you could take, and George can correct me on this, a new group of troops that come into the army. A new set of troops. Everybody's got their own individuality, all the rest of it. So yes, thank you, code of conduct, okay? Which is, and people get punished on a code of conduct, all right? That's why I hate code of conduct, Quentin, and that's why I prefer code of honor. Because a code of honor, if you look at the Navy SEALs run off a code of honor. And we've seen it many times in the movie, Leave No Man. Who would like to type it in there? Leave No Man. You all have watched a movie, and we might not be Navy SEALs, but we know what one of their code of honor is. Leave no man behind. Exactly. Okay. So leave no man behind. And guys, we should be saying the same thing in our business. Leave no man behind, which goes back to what Juanita was saying early on. Let's celebrate the founders. Go into your business. Let's have a code of conduct, a code of honor that says, I leave no man behind, which means when I look at my business, I leave no man that's not a founder. And because once we get them to founder, we're going to help them to get to the next level. And so we know it's leave no man behind is a code of honor. It's the bullets are flying, the hell's breaking loose, everything is there, but they go back for their man because they build it off a code of honor. It's engraved in them. That unites a team. And so thank you, Lizelle. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Trudy. Absolutely. And so guys, this is what I personally, and I'm sharing with you my dream and my vision. And what I am passionate about is I would love to see us as a team working off a code of honor, that we respect each other, that we care for each other, that we leave no man standing. We go down into our teams, we look at our businesses, and we say, who below me needs help? Where must I go work? Where must I go and help someone? Even if who am I calling today? Who am I supporting today? Who needs to be uplifted today? Who needs to be on, who needs to listen to this? Who am I going to serve today? Who am I going to celebrate? Every word that I've spoken to my people today, have I been transparent? Have I been ethical? Have I created, am I enthusiastic? Am I loving this business? And so, and are we being honest with each other? You know, when we interact with each other, is there that camaraderie ship, okay, that sticks us together, that unites us together? And what is our code of honor? And so I would love you to maybe just share with me over the next week what you believe should be in our code of honor. And we should draft up a code of honor so that we all work within the code of honor, and our code of honor feeds my accountability as the individual in the team to submit to the culture that we want. Within that, I lead myself. Within that, leadership is influence. So therefore, I naturally will influence the people around me because I am basing my building of this team of a code of honor, as opposed to pushing people and not involving people. So guys, that's what I would love to share with you today. And that's what I'm extremely passionate about. Foundations of extreme importance, as Ryan also says in his life. Absolutely. And it is about having that code of honor that we have between each other. And a code of honor, a code of conduct in businesses is always used to smack people. A code of honor should be used to uplift, encourage, exhort, and develop individuals. And that should be the foundation of any team. And so, yeah, that normally takes me a full day to flesh out the whole thing with a team of people. But guys, that's what I would love for us to have a look at and see how we can go forward from there. And then from that code of honor, I would like every time we hop onto, once we've established the code of honor and once we've in agreement with the code of honor, I'm not going to tell you what the code of honor is, otherwise it becomes a code of conduct. It needs to be a cohesive thing that you guys share with me. What do we believe that we can foundationally stand on as a team, and have that filter down into our business? And then that code of honor, every Monday we post it onto our team and say, hey guys, this is how we're going to behave this week towards each other. This is what our teams are going to function off. This is how we're going to live as a culture. before we hop onto a Zoom, the first thing we do is one of us reads the code of honor, so that everybody who's new and comes into the business understands that there's a code of honor. And the code of honor can even include that we've made sure that everybody understands the difference between cash, okay, and data rewards. It can be a code of honor. It's my responsibility, okay, it's my accountability to the culture of the team that I live it off a code of honor. Okay, so guys, let's I'd love to hear what you would like to put into a code of honor. I would then like to solidify 10 items, 1 to 10. What would the code of honor look like to us? And then we all give it a stamp of approval, and we just take it and roll from there. Who would like to say something?
Joel?
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to the data points and cashback, it's in the way that we explain things to people before they join. So I think it's really important that we develop a culture where we make sure that before a person, we're excited for that person to join, but we must never push them into something before we know that they know everything that they need to know. Okay.
100%.
So the important things. No, you're obviously never going to know everything, because then the person's never going to sign up. But I think there are key elements that are really important. And I think the first one is for people to understand that there is a monthly fee that gets paid, and how you pay it is what changes. All right. And how that works. And then I think the second one is how we get our money out, is that it's in data points, and from data points we convert it. So I think if you clarify those things to people up front, then they going into something with their eyes wide open. So for me, I always say to people, I want you to know what you're getting into before you do anything. So even if it means it's a little bit slower.
100%, which goes back to those points that people were bringing out, which is the integrity, the ethical, and transparent. Okay, which is those elements that we are saying that we want as a culture. So if you're part of this business, there's no hiding that it's data points. There's no hiding that it's whatever it might be. Okay, awesome. I love it.
And I think if we have a belief in the business, so we were talking about people taking accountability, working through the information, educating themselves, because when you educate yourself and you understand what this business is about, you develop a belief in the business, and therefore it makes it that much easier to have those conversations with people. But when you still feel a little bit unsure, then I think sometimes what happens, people are just too excited to get somebody to join, and then they don't make sure that people know everything up front and are clear about those things.
Absolutely.
So that's really important, is that we continue to educate ourselves, so that we're passionate about the business. And I think that post of yours today with APSA, I mean, that's just a prime example of what is happening without us even realizing that it's happening. And then it's massively big on a billboard. So I think that's part of the education process.
And the beautiful thing is, I guarantee you now, if Element went and put a big billboard, okay, out there and said cashback, everybody would come and say it's a scam, it's whatever, and you can't get into it because you can't get your cash back. But APSA's not going to give you your cash back. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but because APSA does it, and they term it as a reputable institution, now suddenly it's acceptable. So we need to educate that, and I love it what Orly is saying here. It's serving with that honesty.
Yes.
It's
correct.
Serving others with the honesty, and you know they will come back to you when you're actually not pushing them, and it is important to serve. I love that belief. So again, we all know, and we've all listened to Andrew Eaton. It's belief in yourself, belief in the system, belief in the company, belief in, okay, and it's true. We shouldn't forget that message. We should actually redo that message, because we need to understand it. Absolutely, and it's the understanding of clarity is important. So guys, this is what I'd like to, Juanita and I have been talking about, and it's working out what is our code of honor. How do we make sure that we and I'm hoping everybody wants to buy into this. I'm not dictating what it is. But what I am saying is I'd love us to work off a platform that we understand exactly. We serve with honesty. We build belief. We tell the truth up front. We never, we're not harping anybody into this business. So for example, I had a lady today that literally would have signed herself in and her entire family in, which means I could have signed 10 people in today. But I knew, and I just had to say, you know what? I'm not, when I think you need to go away and you need to talk to your family first. I think we need to sit down with your family. They need to understand exactly how this works. I could have taken her 15,000 Rand today easily. She was ready to transfer it into my. I said, stop right there, because I'm not prepared. I need to know, which is what Juanita's saying, is that her entire family needs to understand that this is not just easy money. Okay, this is money where they're going to have to do some administration, which means they're going to have to upload slips, and it's going to, yes, because if I take her 15,000 Rand today, and okay, a handful of them would have then become founded based on, just because that's how the system got placed, the oldest child, the second oldest child, all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, a couple of them would have had to pay 1,500 again, and they're wondering now what's happened, and now mom's put them in a scam. Rather walk away and say, when you're ready to put your family together, when they're all there, I will come and I will sit and I will meet with them. I will make sure everybody understands with absolute clarity that is how the system works. And we need to make sure that that's where we're functioning, because then we're going to have very little disappointed people. Awesome.
And I think you just, if you're not honest about it and clear, make sure that people are clear and understand it, you actually just create a problem for yourself further down the line.
Yeah.
So I'll rather address it now and be sure that people know from the get-go, and then it's much easier.
Yeah.
Because I always say it's about managing the expectation, and that's what it is.
That's what it is. And when we come off the precepts of a code of honor, we will manage our own expectation. We know how we're going to build a business. I mean, if I look at my business, I have got 61 inactive people in my business in 3 months, which means that people went into December with a hype, okay, and people haven't renewed, which shouldn't happen. I shouldn't have 61 inactive people in 3 months. That's a big number. If you look at the percentage, it's more than 10%. It's about 27%. Okay, I realize we have attrition and all things like that, but it should not be happening so quickly. That is a lot of people, that just thought it was easy money, and no, it's not, because they went out there with a hype. Load 30,000 Rand, going to get your 5,000, whatever it was that they were going to get back, 7,500 Rand, and all the rest of it. And the expectations weren't managed. That they didn't see it. And this is where the key lies, guys, is that we have a business. It's a business. Treat it like a business, and let's grow it like a business. Awesome. Anybody else like to say anything? That's a lot of people that just thought it was just easy money. Yeah, I agree. Sylvia? Anybody else like to share anything, say anything? Because can you believe we've almost gone an hour? Great. Do business ethically. Do good by others, and it will come back to you. Do bad by others. It's so critical that we advertise and present this clearly. So true, Jan. It says the 5,000 founder bonus will be deposited into your consultant wallet on the 2nd of February. Is that also data points? So your consultant wallet will be the dollar side. So it's not data points that we're going to get. We're actually physically going to get the dollars. So on your side where it says consultancy, it will go and it's going to sit there. However, at this stage, absolutely, Juanita, you've heard me a million times say that, go slow to go fast. I live by that slogan. So yes, so your consulting fees will go and sit there. Let me just quickly share screen here. So guys, you can see the 6 black squares that we've got here. So this one here, you can see on the left-hand side here is consultancy fees. Immediately, it's going to go and sit there as available to you. That consultancy fees, you can either leave it like I'm leaving mine to accumulate. Okay, I'm accumulating mine, because I'm waiting to withdraw it out in Bitcoin. If you wanted to, you can convert that. It will equate to about 3 passes. You then just convert it to passes, and then we have a chat and we double check that. We then double check that through between My Wealth and Element. I probably think Ryan is more than likely coming in towards the end of February, not the beginning of February. So it looks like the bank account for buying passes from Janine directly into the Element back office now is, back office bank account now is just going to be a little bit slow. But guys, it is about the fact that they're going to get themselves up and running. And then what they will do is buy the passes back from us at a cheaper rate, which is what My Wealth has been doing for us. And so a couple of people we've tested the system with My Wealth, and they're going to see if they can do some more next month. And as soon as I know, I will let you guys know. So to spread it fairly, we might say 1 pass per person so that we can get more people at least getting 1,500 Rand back. But I will see how that's going to filter in from next month, which means that if you do participate in this, you're going to have to register on the My Wealth platform, but between Juanita and myself and Quinton, we'll take you through that process. Okay, so don't worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. And then again, please, My Wealth, I'm happy. I have a happy downline, absolutely. So you were one of those people that managed to get into the lucky draw and got your name drawn out. So well done. But next month we'll see if we can't get a few more done and see how we're going to do that. But what My Wealth is doing, they are going to buy your pass. Not everybody, okay? When they say give the go ahead, they're still working through the last list. Is that they'll buy it back from you for 1,400 Rand. But when you buy the pass back from them, when you want to register someone, you will pay 1,500. Okay, it's just to cover all the transaction fees. Okay. All right, and yes, let's see where we can do and help each other. And if you want to, if I'm saying you something, we can actually trade each other with passes too. Okay, so my husband loves to trade. He's a trader. He's a barter. So he bartered a pass for his haircut the other day. So that's how he functions. It's a currency, guys. Okay, so the other day he I don't know, he was with, I can't remember who he was talking to, and he asked them, like, so if we had to buy some whiskey, would you take a pass? And I'm like, now he's offering KBC, gold, passes, his stuff. So it's, yep, expensive haircut because he was paying for mine, Quinton. And he's like, why don't you take a pass for this payment? So please, Anthony will find a way to pay with milk bottles and everything else except for cash out of his back pocket. He's a barter. He's the master of all barter. That's why I say he's born in the wrong era. But anyway, guys, awesome. Thank you very much for this evening. We've got 2 minutes and we're going to shut this down. But this has been really great. Thank you for hearing my heart. Thank you for also participating and wanting to be and supporting Let Us Work Off a Code of Honor. And there's actually a book called The Code of Honor by the same guy who wrote Little Voice Mastery, Blair Singer. Blair Singer is one of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad advisors. And he also wrote the book Code of Honor, very difficult book to get hold of. So when I lend that book out, I make sure that I get it back. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. Everybody happy? I shall share this with the team and let's see if we can't grow this to more people next week. We will focus on mindset and how we can build that belief up in the industry, in our way of thinking and how we can combat it. So awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Until we see you all next week. And please don't forget, Wednesday night is Ryan at 10 o'clock in the evening. Okay. Remember, if you're a consultant, it's imperative that you hop onto that so that you can actually claim your consultancy fees. Okay. You don't want to miss out on that. So that's where you can get some of your money back. And everybody who is consultant and above on this Zoom, please go right now and log this 1 hour as your training, coaching, and mentoring as consultancy. So it's worth you all hopping on. I'm going to do it now too. Take care, guys. Cheers. Bye.